You guys just spent a week or so traveling, during which you had a chance to talk to each other and, maybe air out some grievances or frustrations and kind of catch up on everything that you've been thinking about. And you were traveling as Rusty conveyed you guys to the bog where Velrath's Minister of Strategy and War named Jack purportedly lives. And as you guys arrived in the town, you found that the town had been completely destroyed. All of the homes in this little village had been just obliterated by some kind of creature, which is perceived to be some kind of maybe amphibious, tentacled creature. But you don't see hide nor hair of that creature. The town is a ghost town, completely empty. And at the edge of the town, you found a small house that was the only house. It was kind of separate from the rest, and it was in perfect shape. So amidst a town that was a complete desolate ghost town, this house is beautiful and nice, a little dusty. And as you got near it, the lights came on. And you guys made a small fire, you made a strategy, but ultimately you decided this guy has no reason not to trust us. If this is, in fact, Jack's home, maybe we'll just knock on the door and he's just an advisor. He's not known to be combative. Maybe he's friendly. And so, and you decided it probably wasn't a good idea to wait until the morning because the lights already turned on. And so it seems like maybe they noticed you're there and it would be kind of creepy to just set up camp outside of their house. So you went and you knocked on the door and the door opened and there was this nice man standing there, a drow, but with nice combed hair, looking very put together, a vest and a button-up white shirt and pants. And he looked at you, hollered for his wife and daughter to come and say hi. He stuck his hand out to offer you a firm handshake and said, "Well, hey there, my name's John." And that is where we're picking back up.
Did detect magic detect anything on approach?
Good question. No.
What about after the door opens?
Yeah,
Does this last for 10 minutes?
No, you did not detect any magic.
Well, I'm going to throw down a divine sense. Are these people alive?
What does divine sense tell you?
It determines the location of anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
You do not sense any celestial fiend or undead or anything that has been affected by the hollow spell in the area.
Great. Doc shakes his hand. Hey, my name's Doc. We're just traveling. We noticed that this town had been completely abandoned and destroyed and came across your house and thought we'd find out what the story is here. We like to learn about what's going on around the world and hi, this is Ez. Wave and my big friend Ghana here. And we are just so excited to find somebody. We have been traveling for days and days.
What happened to the village down the road?
Ignoring that question for a moment, he said, "Well, that is swell. I am so glad to have... Well, Heidi, come on in here." And you see a woman who comes in, and she's wearing like this very cute dress with an apron, and she kind of scurries on in. And a little girl from the other room comes in, and he says, "Look, this is my beautiful bride, Amy, my daughter, Angel. You've been traveling for days. Oh, you've got to come in. We'd love to have you. We were actually just getting ready to celebrate my daughter's birthday. She is turning 7 years old. It's a big day. We're going to have some food. We would love to have you guys join us. You must be so famished. Yeah, the village
also
down
drow?
there. The whole family is drow, yeah.
Okay.
And he says, "Oh, the village down there. We don't much mind them, and they don't much mind us. We tend to keep to ourselves up here on the hill. Come on in, have a bite to eat. You gotta We make a great salad, and we're gonna make some cake as a special occasion for her birthday." And he kind of reaches out and offers to shake each of your hands, and invites you to step on inside.
Does the cake contain eggs?
Oh, we make mostly vegan cake around here.
He has no issue with milk. It's only the eggs.
Come on in, you guys. We got a fire going over here, and we'd love to have you.
So as before Ez walks in, he's gonna cast Detect Thoughts, but he's not going to cast it into any one mind. He is going to cast it as just surface level. So if he casts it at surface level, no one knows he's in their minds because he's technically, I guess, not. So Detect Thoughts, for the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast a spell, actually, hold on, I think it's at the end of it, sorry. So within 30 feet of me, I can detect the surface level thoughts without going into their minds, but they're very simplistic thoughts. They're nothing complicated.
Yeah. Sure. So as you do that, you catch thoughts of the dad thinking, "How fun to have visitors. They seem so nice." And it's and on Angel's birthday. And the mom, the thoughts that you're getting are, "How fun to have visitors. And on Angel's birthday, I hope they like the cake that we make." And Angel's thoughts are, "I'm so happy it's my birthday."
Why do I have to share my cake with these people?
Yeah.
I was thinking that was the case, but I figured just in case. Who knows?
Yep. So it's up to you guys if you want to step in or not.
Gonna step in, but he is making a conscious effort to try to get as close to the center of the house as possible.
Okay.
To let detect magic kind of work
its way around.
And
Yep. Okay. So I'll just kind of assume all of you come inside, and they say, "Please come on over." And there's a small table. They pull out a chair for you and they say, "Have a seat. Actually, come over by the fire." And they bring you over near the fire. There's a couple of large seats, and they encourage you, "Please sit. Amy, please, be a dear, if you could bring some food. These guys seem famished." And so she goes off into an area that you assume would be the kitchen, and you hear her kind of preparing some food. And he offers for you guys to sit down and says, Tell me about yourselves. What brings you to our little bog here? We don't get visitors very often."
we are searching for a man named Jack.
"Jack, you say?"
We were told that he lived in this area. However, you mentioned that you do not pay much mind to the village down the road. When was the last time that you paid a visit to the village?
"Oh, well, part of why we don't mind the village much is because everyone who lives there has been super dead for quite a long time. So, no one named Jack around here as far as I know, just me, John, and my beautiful bride and my wonderful daughter here, and all the dead people that live down in the town who don't talk much, being as they're dead." So,
I'd like to see. If
I don't know about this Jack.
When he
Yeah,
says
go for it.
He doesn't know this Jack.
Okay.
Feels weird using real dice.
Donna would like to insight on whether or not he's telling the truth about not knowing Jack.
You both can tell he is subverting the truth when he says he doesn't know anyone named
So
Jack.
it's a an 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's being a little bit oblique.
Ez is going to kind of casually like put his hand on his chin and point at Ghana. And he's like, Ghana, this is Ez. I'm leaving you this message because he's not being fully honest about the Jack thing, and should I probe deeper into his brain or should I just let it be? Thank you. I hear from you soon. Blink twice if I should probe, and sigh if I should not probe. Signed, Ez.
As you guys are having this conversation, go ahead.
Before the blink twice, he already sighed before you told him to sigh. Like the moment, like you're just like, should I probe deeper? He just immediately starts sighing. Like,
Uh-oh.
You're sitting there. The mom comes out, and she's carrying 3 plates, and she's carrying 6 plates, I guess. She has 3 for you guys and then 3 for them. And she puts a plate in front of each of you, hands one to the daughter, one for the dad, and she holds one. And John says, "Well, have a bite. You wouldn't want to. You guys must be starving." And the 3 of them just stand there, kind of holding the plates. They don't have utensils, and they just kind of are looking at the food. And you look down at the food, and it looks like really rotten. This looks like it's probably been sitting around for months, if not years.
So the food's undead.
We shook his hand, right?
Yeah.
And it was a solid hand that we shook.
Yeah, it felt pretty normal.
We would,
Doc?
but we do not have plates.
You don't have
Right?
yeah, they're on plates, but you don't have utensils.
Well, no, you said she came out with 3 plates. She has
No,
one.
no.
the
I
husband
clarified.
has
Sorry.
one.
No, there's 6. They gave all of
Okay.
you plates. They're holding plates, and they're just kind of holding them. And she didn't hand any. So she's like, "Oh, you know what? So silly of me." She sets her plate down on the table, and she goes in and brings out utensils just for you guys, and hands each of you guys a fork and a knife, and says, "Here you go."
Is it funny that while we were on the ship, or on the road here, I prepared purify food and drink?
Yeah. Nice.
So Ghana not wanting to be rude, excuse me, I must say grace first, as he's going to cast purify food and drink on his cake.
Amazing. So this isn't cake. This is like it's like a salad, vegetarian salad.
It's got birthday cake.
No, not yet. She just brought out. It's just a nice little salad. It's got some bread and some cheese and some lettuce and
It's
some
just
tomatoes,
putrid.
but all of it was rotten. And so you purify for all 3 of you guys.
Let me read it. So it says, all non-magical food and drink within a 5-foot radius. So are we all sitting next to each other?
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, it's sitting maybe there on the table in front of you guys. So that's totally fine. So you purify
All right, yeah, so
the
he would
food for
grab their
everyone.
plates, move them close to his plates, and like say grace
Yeah.
over the food. And it does not change how it looks.
Oh no.
It does not change how the food looks. But it is now completely
Edible.
free of any poison, disease, or bacteria / like maggots.
Yeah. The little girl sees you do this and sees that the food is now maggot free and smells better, and she goes, "Well, that's a pretty neat trick, mister. That's pretty cool. I hope you enjoy the food. I can't wait till we have cake.
Ghana will take a bite.
Okay, yeah.
As is just
They just watch
at
you.
Ghana,
Also
just like,
does not change the taste either. It just makes it safe.
Yeah.
So you eat it.
As is
That's totally
straight
fine.
looking at Ghana, like as is like no.
You can
Ghana
eat it, no
has had
problem.
worse. Ghana has had worse.
Oy.
The family watching you do this, you see the daughter picks up some of the food and puts it in her mouth and kind of chews it, and after a minute, it just kind of falls back onto the plate. And she says, "Wow, that's yummy! Thank you so much, Mom. I'll take these plates back for you guys." And she goes and grabs the plate from the dad and mom. They haven't eaten any of it, and carries it back into the kitchen. And they say, "Well, tell us about yourselves, or if you'd like some cake, we could do that."
Can I make?
Yeah, I'm sitting here reading my list. Like, what in the world can I do here?
Can I make an Arcana?
You can look
check
around the
to see
house.
if there's some sort of like
Well, detect magic hasn't pinged
it hasn't
anything.
popped anything. Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Can I just do a normal, like a perception check, just to like look around and observe?
This is weird.
Sure. Yeah, if you just kind of, I'll just say, using your passive perception, as you came into the house, you noticed a couple of things. One is that the house is, again, immaculate in terms of everything is in the right place, everything is in good repair, but everything is very dusty. It's like no one normally lives here. Everything is just covered in kind of a thick layer of dust. It even kind of, how like the first time the furnace comes on for the season, it's like there's a smell of like the burning dust. The fireplace, you kind of have that smell. And the other thing you noticed when you came in was there was a door, and all of the doors were open, right? The front door he had opened. There was, to your left, there was kind of a study you could see into. There were some books in there. There was a kitchen that you saw the wife coming to and from, the mom, as she's been making food. There was one door kind of in the middle of the house that was bright red and was the only door that was closed. And otherwise, the house seems very normal.
So, Doc looks around at the situation, the food, all this, and he looks at the little girl and says, "Young lady,
Yes, mister.
what is it that you are wanting for your birthday?"
Oh, for my birthday? That's a great question. I think I'd like cake.
You really seem to like cake.
Well, what else should I want for my birthday? I don't get out real often. We mostly stay in this area.
How long have you lived in this house?
As long as I can remember.
Do you know how old you were when you first moved in?
Oh, well, I think just a little kid, maybe 4 years old. I don't know. What, Dad? How old was I when we moved here? And John says, "Hi, you were just a little kid. Yeah, just a little 4-year-old when we moved here."
What's your favorite kind of cake?
Oh, vegan cake. Is there other kinds of cake? Is there cake with meat in it?
Well, there's pie with meat in it.
Is that cake?
No, I like pie.
Mom, can we have meat pie instead of cake? And the mom says,
"This is going on." While this is going on, Ghana is infatuated with what is going on in this house right now because there are so many
weird.
different things that are going through his head right now, and he needs answers. He is going to burn one of his wild shapes for the day.
Okay.
Oh boy.
To summon a mouse.
Okay. So he doesn't become a mouse, he summons a mouse.
Correct. So it is called Wild Companion. As an action, you can expend one of your wild shape features to summon a companion similar to Find Familiar.
Okay.
Instead of a fae, it must be a beast, and it'll disappear after 1 hour.
Okay. And so can you communicate with it?
It is just like Find
Telepathically?
Familiar. I can speak to it telepathically, and I can see through its eyes as long as it is within 100 feet of me.
Okay.
So while
And then
everybody is focused on Doc's conversation with this little girl, Ghana is going to try to hide the fact that he summoned
roll for stealth.
a tiny little mouse in his hand.
So if I can do something prior to this,
Sure.
to avoid eating the food in the first place, so it still makes sense in the story. Before trying to eat the food in the first place, to avoid that, because Ez doesn't know that it was purified. He's going to like kind of get up and I'd like to play some music for dinner while you guys eat. It is your birthday after all. I could play a tune. And he's gonna play this just again like that harrowing, just like not upbeat,
Incredibly
exciting,
sad song.
right? Like that's what he's playing. But the reason he's
funeral
continuously
dirge.
playing,
Why do these bird pipes sound like a violin?
but instead of like the reason why he's going to be continuously playing and not stop is because he's actually going to be feeding bardic inspirations while playing throughout. So he's actually going to feed Ghana a bardic inspiration so that he can do, well, of course, a better job at
Yeah.
fighting.
Great. Okay. So,
how
yeah,
does
Ghana, roll
that
for
work?
his...
Because I have bardic inspiration and Dr. Forehead inspiration.
I think we're just giving you this from Ez. We're
So
narratively
you would
giving it to
also
you.
get
But
to use the
stack.
bardic. Yeah, you could use the D4. Why not?
Does it stack?
Yeah, why not? It's
No.
a redeem. Oh, it
Well, no,
doesn't?
that's fine. I was going to say make them separate, but
Oh, that's fine. We can make it separate. I mean, I only have so
Yeah.
many bardic inspirations, so I mean, you're gonna be able to use
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mine only
Yeah,
lasts 10
so-
minutes though.
So I am using sleight of hand, you said?
Or, yeah, I think sleight of hand is right. Or, or you could, if you want to argue for stealth. 11?
Right. And then plus a d6.
14?
That would be 14 plus a d4.
All right. Yeah, so a little mouse appears. And, let me just have them do an opposed perception check. Ooh, that's 16 total that you got?
Yeah.
Give me one sec. I need to check what these guys' modifier is to see. I don't think they noticed.
Do they just have the commoner stat block, or do they actually have a stat block?
You know, that's for me to know. They when it comes to opposed checks, if it's a tie, I think what I'm going to say is they I'm going to say they notice, but they don't care. The mom or the little girl goes, "Oh, how cute. There's a little mouse." And the mom says, "Oh, well, isn't that so fun?" And the little mouse starts to scurry around, and they just look back at you guys, and they say, they just seem really interested in you guys, just genuinely friendly and interested. And they're
So
like,
weird.
"Well, never mind the mouse. We'll handle that later. Tell us more about yourselves."
So weird.
Doc starts to retell stories of his military days.
Great.
And he just starts talking.
Perfect.
And talking. Like,
Give me a performance check.
All right, sounds good. let me do it here.
As
One of those
is
dice.
again continuously playing.
Yeah, you'll get inspiration
Doc
because
also
as,
gets another bardic inspiration.
Okay.
And I'm assuming
so-
that as you're playing this song, you're like amping it. Like when he gets to like dramatic moments, you're like basically scoring his stories.
Right.
So
Eight.
8. No, what else do I roll? A 4?
A D4 and a
D4.
D6.
And
Yeah,
wanna
so
use
get
all
a
of them.
D4 as well.
If you want to use all of them, yes.
If you want to. Yeah.
Well, why not?
I was gonna say, arguably, mine goes away in 10 minutes, so you only have a certain amount of
There you
time
go.
to use the one I gave.
Yeah, so 8 plus
So
7,
15.
so 15.
15. Yeah, so 15. This family they're just sitting there. The little girl is like, she's sitting in this chair and kind of kicking her, like her feet don't quite reach the ground. So she's kind of just kicking her feet and her hands are in her chin's in her hands. She's just enraptured. And the mom and the dad, they've both kind of sat down on the other side of the table from you on like the hearth of the fireplace. And they're just listening. And so Ghana, you've got this little mouse that's scurrying around.
Yes. If you want a token, here's a little mouse.
Oh, wonderful. Here, let's make it tiny. Boop. Okay,
Zoom.
what's the mouse doing?
Little mouse.
What the mouse do?
So immediately, he's just going. He probably would have scurried like back this way to get out of sight, but he is.
I shouldn't have
going-
assumed. Is it a huge mouse or is it a normal sized mouse?
No, this one's going to be a tiny little mouse.
Great. Okay. So it scurries around. And yeah, where do you want to look?
He's just going to go counterclockwise around the house and dig through the different rooms. So I guess the first one would be the kitchen because he's
Okay.
seen people going in and out of there. The mouse would go into the kitchen and see, is everything in this kitchen just rotted?
Yep. So you go in the kitchen and everything looks like it's been just sitting there for ages. All of the produce is rancid. There's no meat. But the cheese and the fruit and the vegetables, there's like mold growing in the water, and like not mold, but like whatever green, like algae growing in the water. All of the pots and pans are just covered in dust, and yeah. Let's see the
does-
next. Oh, go ahead.
Does it look... So, in here, does Ghana see a cake?
No, you do see some flour. You see some stuff where they could potentially try to make a cake with the stuff, but there's nothing. And you do see where she has like a little stove that has a little fire burning in it, like she's heating up a little potbelly stove.
The mouse gets close to the fire. Is it hot?
Yeah, it's hot just like the fireplace.
All right. Guess he would scurry into the next room.
The next room looks to be like a study, and there's books all over, a nice table. It looks to be a place where someone would have
How many books?
done exactly that. Oh, probably hundreds. It's like all of the walls in this room are lined like a library, and you see paper all over the table. This is clearly a place where someone extremely intelligent has spent a lot of time learning and documenting and writing, and but it's all covered in a thick layer of dust as well.
Jumps up onto a table. What is immediately being worked on the table?
Nothing. Again, all the paperwork is covered in dust as well, but whatever is on top, it's just notes about like history and let's think, what specifically would might have been getting studied. Yeah, I think world history, arcana, some of the more arcane, like obscure arcane subjects. Like these are pretty deep. Like if this is someone in Bible college, right? This is like the most obscure, deep dive, like in-depth little niche subjects that this person's been studying. Yeah. But that's it. Otherwise, there's books everywhere, papers covered in notes about these obscure historical and magical subjects. And and it's all covered in this thick layer of dust. So clearly no one's been doing anything in here for, I don't know, it's hard to say, a long time.
Well, until now.
Right. Yeah, what you do see are some footprints of little mouse paws all over the table where the dust has been picked up.
We saw somebody come from this room, yeah?
No. The daughter was. I think the daughter came from in there when you guys walked in. You know what? Actually, I think that's a fair point. You look at one of the chairs, and when you look at one of the chairs, you look at one of the chairs, and you can see where there's an imprint. There's no dust on one of the chairs in the shape of where this body was, and you can see there's footprints leading from that chair out to the like foyer where she greeted you.
Ghana's coming back in here.
Okay. Where is the mouse going to check next?
The only other place would be you said this door right here was a red door?
Yeah, it's a big red door. It's the only door that's closed. And it is the other doors are just like typical wooden doors. There's a little crack at the bottom, and if there was light inside, you might see it coming through. This door is like surgically, hermeneutically sealed. It's like a perfectly manufactured fit, and it even has little like gaskets along the edges, so there's no air or light escaping around the seams of this door.
Suspicious.
And it did not ping as magical when we came in.
Not magical.
Then Ghana would stop looking through the mouse's eyes and then just telepathically order the mouse to go back into the library.
Okay.
And start, like...
Eating?
No. Start, like, trying to pull books and start reading books and give him detailed
Dude, wasn't the Muppet
report.
Christmas Carol all the little accountant rats taking all the books off the shelves? And...
Yeah.
But
yes.
He is like, find the first book that you're able to pull off the shelves and tell me what you learned.
I'm using Muppet Christmas Carol as my reference point. In that movie, the rats, which are large rats, need 2 or 3 of them to pick up the books. So this rat is going to have a little bit of a hard time. So he's maybe going to get 1 book down to be able to look in it. But he's going to...
He said, find any book that you can pull down and give me the information you learned from it.
Okay. All right. So he's going to have a hard time, but he's going to try to do that. So now we're back to you guys. You guys are sitting around the fire. Doc, you've been telling stories, regaling them with the tales of your past as you've been providing a score.
Yes.
And Ghana, you look like you've maybe... I think they wouldn't be that surprised. You look like maybe you're just kind of tired and you're just kind of staring off into the middle distance as you're eating your rancid salad that they made. And you kind of come back to, and your attention seems to be back at the present. And what do you guys want to do?
I would look at it as I am talking to telling these stories, and I would kind of make like a motion on the left side of my head, like, hey, and then just kind of motion to these people in the room, trying to get Ez to do the whole detect thoughts thing if he wants to, if he even sees it. And then Doc, go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say, like, when Ghana comes to, you're done with your story, or you're still mid-story while you're doing this?
No, Doc, I was about to just drop a crazy question, but if you want to do something, go for it.
I don't...
Well,
I
he
think
wouldn't
it's your
do it
cat
if you're
Boots, but I
mid-
hear the cutest cat meowing in the background, and it's making my
He
day
wouldn't
right
do
now.
it if you're mid-story.
Yes.
He would
Okay.
do it when you're done telling the story.
Okay,
if
so
you're
Doc
doing
would definitely slow down, done telling the story, and then what's...
Ghana, we've never been in this area before. This is quite a nice house. The temple that I come from is not quite constructed to this degree. Would you mind giving us a tour of the house?
Well, certainly, says John. Come on, honey. Angel, come with me. We've got to show these fellas around. And he jovially puts his hand out to help you guys up off the couch. Oh, here you go. I know that the couch will eat you right up. It's such a deep couch. Come on with me. And he hoists you guys up and he says, well, honey, why don't you grab those plates, bring them back to the kitchen? And the daughter's like, of course, Daddy. And she grabs your plates and takes them to the kitchen. He's like, we'll be right behind you. And he walks you guys around. And he kind of takes you through the whole, he walks you over and says, here's our dinner table where we have all of our meals, and walks you guys over and says, here's our kitchen where, actually, Amy, you probably better get started on that cake if we're going to have that delicious cake for dessert.
As we are approaching the library, Ghana is going to telepathically tell the mouse to hide.
Oh, okay. Can you roll stealth for the mouse?
Yes, the mouse has a stat block.
Yeah. Give me a stealth roll for the mouse.
It is. Oh, it's not interactable on D&D Beyond. I have to roll manually.
Man, we're all about those manual rolls today.
It's a nat 20.
No.
What was that dice? That sounded like you just rolled a boulder across your desk.
It is a big dice.
That's awesome.
There's
what?
So there's the normal there's a normal D20 and then there's my D20.
Oh,
I love it. I could hear it. What was the roll?
It was a 13 plus 0. Apparently a rat doesn't have any dex.
Okay. Well, their opposition perception check failed. I do kind of love that your mouse has like the heavy dice roll sound, and then you just have the regular. Anyway, okay. So so the mouse scurries and hides, and John says, "Come on along here. We'll finish the tour. We come over here. This is my study. I spend a lot of time in here. I love to read and learn, and so I spend a lot of time in here. Part of a whole network of scholars, and so we love to study, and I talk to them and we share information. We all have our code names that we use, and it's really cool, and we talk about all the things that we're learning and love to talk to those guys. And
what are you currently studying?
Oh, what aren't I studying? I'm studying all kinds of obscure arcane magic and history of the world, and oh man, just about everything I can get my hands on. If there's a book on it, I've probably read it. It's my favorite thing to do when I'm not out there tending the farm. And we go past here.
Farm.
Here's
was
the
there a farm back
It
there?
be a farm.
Yeah,
yeah. When you guys were outside, there was the cabbages and the pumpkins
Okay.
and the.
Was it all fresh?
No, it was super overgrown.
Okay, so we have no idea if there was even like a legit farming operation.
I mean, there's definitely like farm plants. It just looked like no one had tended it for a long time.
Gotcha.
He brings you back out to the foyer, and he's like, "This is our foyer. This is where we welcome all of our guests." And he walks you back over to the fireplace, and this is our little living room here, where we love to hang out and enjoy the warmth of the fire.
What about?
And as you went around, the mom, Amy, she did go in the kitchen, and she's like, "I'll go ahead and get started on that cake." And so she's starting to prepare a cake.
What about
As they're giving the tour is.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
As the tour is going, Ez is gonna kind of like wander away from the group towards the door as everyone tries to make it back into the living room. So I guess that's like a wall there. That's behind the couch.
Yeah, there's a wall here.
Right.
So like Ez would try to like slink off during the like after the office when they're making their way back to the living room and head for that door.
Okay. Are you trying to do it stealthily, or are you just trying to do it kind of innocently and hope that they don't care?
Stealthily, to start off.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll. I'm gonna say at disadvantage because there's nothing disguising you or like preventing them from just watching you do this. It's a
What would be
small
as
area.
like they make their way. So if everyone was walking into the living room,
Right.
Like as they.
Oh,
made
you're
it
just trying to
past
hang
that
back a little
wall,
bit.
That
Yeah,
exactly.
so like
That's when he would
if
go.
we're
to the
all
door.
here as we go this way, he just
Yeah.
breaks off this way.
Yeah, you're just hanging back a little bit. So they all walk back into the living room. You're kind of allowing yourself to fall to the back of the pack.
Right.
And
right.
and so okay, so then roll for stealth.
That is an 18 plus 5, so that is a 22.
Jeez. Okay, so yeah, you managed to just kind of now after a little bit they may notice that you seem to have drifted off, but yeah, you managed to get a moment to yourself and you walk over to the door. What do you want to do at this door?
So when I look at the door, because I know Ghana didn't say anything about the door, but it's a big red door in the middle of a house, and it's like, okay, this is odd. So
Right.
Everything has just been weird up until this point. So he's gonna kind of like look at the door, like, is there anything like I know
Weird
you already
how?
explained
What
it
are
to you explained
Why do you
it
say weird?
to Ghana already, but like I'm guessing like when Ez looks at this door, he sees the same thing. That it's like it's
Yeah, just
completely, like,
looking at it,
sealed,
it just
there's no-
looks. Yep.
There's no,
Yeah,
like,
just
light
it
coming
looks like a
through.
normal door, except that
But
it
there's a
seems
lock
to
on
be
it.
extremely precisely. You haven't tried the handle.
Ez is going to. Well, is there like a keyhole on it? Like there's no visible lock on it?
There is a keyhole.
Then Ez will first investigate for traps if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, roll investigation. You find a Molotov cocktail hooked up above the door and a
Napalm.
human handgun.
So that is a 19 for investigation.
Yeah, you check it, and as far as you can tell, there's no traps on this door.
Okay. Then Ez will go and he'll kind of like slowly push down the handle or turn the knob, whatever it is.
Okay. It's locked. So you
Then Ez will
can't
pull-
turn the handle.
Ez will pull out his thieves' tools and he will pick the lock.
Okay, you can give it a try. You're going to have to roll with disadvantage because this is a very complex lock.
All right.
Hey, you have your
Oh,
own.
and I have
They
the-
gave you
I
some
have a D4.
inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a D4.
The bards can't inspire themselves.
I rolled only a 1 on the D4, so it's not a whole ton. So that is a 17 plus 5 plus 1, so that's a...
At disadvantage?
Oh, no, sorry. That's the advantage. Nope, that's wrong. Sorry, that's wrong. It is a 16 plus 1 plus 5. I rolled
With
17 and a
disadvantage?
16. With disadvantage, I rolled a 17 and a 16. And you can blame
Okay.
Reliant. I'm using the Reliant dice. You can
Yeah.
blame Reliant.
So you so you managed to pick this lock, and as you unlock the door, it opens like I don't know, an inch, and it catches. And you notice it feels very heavy, like it's made out of solid
Catches?
stone or metal. Yeah, it catches. You
So,
like
I can't pull it any further.
yeah, if you look, it's pitch dark inside, but there's like like in hotels they have that little like chain latch,
right.
so it catches on like a chain.
I would like
only
to.
he knew.
But also, sorry, can you roll stealth again?
Oh yeah. That is a 15 to stealth.
Okay, I'm gonna say, as you did that, and you pulled this door, it's pretty heavy, and that latch caught, and so you kind of unexpectedly catch, and it makes a little bit of a noise, and it's not super loud. You manage to be a little bit discreet about it, but the mom is coming out. She's got the cake ready, and she says, "Oh well, hey there. I don't know what you're doing over there. We don't really go down there. Let me just go ahead and close that for you." And she closes the door, And she says, come on back over here. We've got this cake here ready for all of you, and I would love to have you eat some of this cake here. And you know, probably better not to go poking around to people's houses where they don't offer to have you go.
Ez is gonna like look up at her like with the kid eyes and just look all sad and distraught. I dropped my dice down there. It went and I dropped and then it fell down the stairs. I can't be without them.
She looks at you and she just says, well, you know, that's just too darn bad there. I guess you're never going to have those dice again. Come on and have some cake, though. Maybe that'll make you feel a little bit better. Actually, Angel has some dice. Maybe she can give you some of her dice to share with. And she goes, honey, John, dear, if you could come, we got to relock this door here. Somehow it seems to have been left unlocked. Don't know how that could have happened. And John comes around the corner. He says, oh, well, wouldn't you know it? I don't know how that could happen. And he walks over and he pulls out of his pocket this large brass key and he relocks the door and kind of puts his hand on your back and looks at you. And always like his face goes like completely expressionless. And he just says, in the future, I'd recommend not touching that door. And then his face kind of returns to normal. He kind of lights back up again. He says, well, come on here, son. Come have some cake. It looks like it's ready. And they both start to walk over, but he's kind of got his hand on your back, and he's kind of like ushering you back to the room with everyone else.
All right. As he gets back into the room, he's going to kind of like again on his chin, and he's going to point over at Ghana. And then he's going to do the same for Doc right after. Hi, this is Ez. There is a heavy door that I unlocked. It was now locked with a brass key, but I picked it and opened it. But there is a chain latch holding it shut, so I couldn't open it all the way. But these people are weird, and there's got to be something down there.
Doc would just
Thank
give
you,
Ez a no duh look.
So the mom comes in and she puts a piece of cake in front of each of you guys. You can see it literally has like maggots in it, but like she cooked it, so it's like
So she
just
like
like
cooked the cake.
yeah, she just cooked this cake.
Already rotten.
No. It's got like the carcasses of the maggots. Like like the flour was probably full of maggots, and she just didn't take them out. And so you can see it's got like the burnt bodies of all the stuff. It looks pretty gross. It was clearly made with like rancid materials. She places that in front of you, and the dad looks at each of you, John, and he says, well, hey, I just thought maybe this would be a good opportunity. We don't want to be awkward about anything. Just thought you guys should know. I see, young man, that you noticed our door over there into the cellar. I just for what it's worth, and again, just like before, his face kind of goes expressionless. He says, if you touch that door, we will kill you. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great time. Please enjoy that cake there. And all three of them pick up a slice of the cake that they have, and they like put it in their mouth, and just like before, it just kind of falls back out. And they're just like, oh, well, that's delicious, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. It's like a horror movie.
I look over at Ghana. What do you want me to do?
I have a question actually earlier. So when I'm detecting thoughts originally, and I saw the surface level thoughts, since Ez has done this before, did those surface level thoughts seem like genuine, like people's thoughts, or was there something off about it? Like, did this seem normal? Because they all said pretty much the same thing, just ever so slightly different.
That's a good question. I guess roll
like,
for
would that
perception.
Be recognizable?
Yeah, roll for perception to see if you can, or insight maybe. It's maybe more insight.
Okay. Either way, I can do that. That is a 13 plus 2, so that's a 15.
Okay. With a 15, I think you could tell something seemed a little bit off about it. These thoughts seemed like almost perfectly in line with each other, and like they were being recited almost, like they were Yeah.
Ez is then gonna go into Doc's mind because Doc did ask him earlier to kind of like do the mind thing, and he's gonna let Doc know their thoughts are recited. They're not real or not right. Something's not right with their brains, their minds. They're not. They're weird.
So they said if you touch the door, we'll kill you.
Yeah. And if I don't know how I don't hear myself, but as his face went blank, his voice also kind of changed, and he just in this like monotone, kind of strange sounding voice. It was like it was almost like a recorded message, of like a warning, and then he went back to seeming like his normal, super friendly, personable self.
It really sucks because it's been past 10 minutes. Like, Doc was telling a story and like all that, so his detect magic wasn't up when that happened.
Oh.
But Ghana would respond.
Oh, go ahead.
Because we must have traveled quite a ways from home. It is not normal for hosts to threaten their guests.
Oh, well, it's not quite a threat, I wouldn't say. We're just saying we got certain areas of the home that are private, and everywhere else you're welcome to. We welcomed you into our home and offered you some wonderful food. We just ask you don't go into our cellar. Nothing too special about it. Would you guys like to join us for our final birthday festivities? We were just getting ready to wrap up for the night as Amy gets to play some games here. She was going to play some... what's that game where you like jacks, I guess, where you like have a little ball and you bounce it?
Oh, the ball and the jacks, yeah.
Yeah. She was going to play a little game as I sat back in my chair and read a book and have some tea, and as Amy over here does her nightly routine of, cleaning up the kitchen and getting everything ready for tomorrow. You guys are welcome to stay if you want to, or again, we'd love to hear more of your stories if you'd like. We're just having a wonderful night here with our very special little daughter.
I would turn to the little girl and ask her, why didn't you swallow your cake?
She says, well, that's how you eat food, silly. You put it in your mouth.
And you swallow it.
Well, I don't know what that is. You're funny, mister.
Okay. And then Doc would just simply look at them and say, are any of you actually real?
I was real as... he like pats his arm. He's like, I certainly feel real. Are you real? I don't know. What a question is that? That's silly. That's you being funny. I get it. What a funny question. Certainly we're real.
Doc looks at the others and he says, you know what, guys? I think maybe we've outstayed our welcome. Maybe we go for today. Ghana, do you want to stick around, or what do you want to do? I think.
Yes, okay. I would like to stay.
All right. All right. Doc just sits back, crosses his arms, and
did we notice
watches
walking in any sort of like cellar doors outside of this door that's just sitting here?
No, that was the only one. You didn't seem to see any. In fact, from the outside, there was no indication that this house even would have had a cellar. The house is flat on the ground.
Got it. Okay.
It's been a little while, and you guys see through the window, Rusty kind of is like looking through where there's like a little crack between the curtains, and she's looking at you guys like, what the heck is going on? And she's seeing if you guys are like, she's like trying to see if there's a problem because you guys have been in there longer than she would have expected, and she's, kind of mouthing to you guys like, what's going on?
Ghana's going... Oh, go ahead.
Ez is going to, again, with, he's going to kind of like, scratch his chin, but like point out the window towards her and in her head. These aren't real people. They don't eat food. Their thoughts are recited, and they're very odd and don't speak normally. I don't understand.
When you say that, you see her eyes get really wide, and she hurriedly goes over to the door, and you hear her knock. And the dad walks over, and he says, "Oh, well, another visitor. What? How fun!" And she's like, "Oh, I'm here with them. I fell a little bit behind. Can I join you guys?" And he says, "Of course, come on in." And he brings her in, and she comes over. She sits next to you, Ghana, and she just kind of leans over and whispers into your ear, and she says, This is the right place for sure. These are almost certainly creations of Ivo, if I've ever seen them. I think that they must be guarding the entrance.
Fortunately, that doesn't help us much. You are a man of knowledge.
I sure like to think so. I love to read.
While your daughter celebrates her birthday, you are adept at celebrations and parties. You play music.
I do.
You have not had a friend to play with for quite a long time. Why don't you allow Angel to show you her, what did he call it? The nightly whatever?
Yeah, she's gonna play with some toys to end her birthday.
It's like, why don't you take this time to spend time with Angel? I would very much like to revisit your study.
Okay. He says, "Well, that sounds great. I haven't had anyone to share my books with for quite a long time. Amy, she's not so interested in books, and Angel can't quite read that well yet, so that would be wonderful." And so he invites you to head over to the study, and as Angel kind of comes over to you and shows you some of the little toys that she's got, marbles and jacks and things that she's kind of playing with on the ground, and you guys head over to the
Ghana
study.
stands up and goes with him. He is going to lean back to Rusty and say, "Get the red door open."
Oh, cool. Okay. Doc, are you going to do anything to try and distract the mom?
Well, the mom's doing dishes, you said.
Oh, you're right. The mom's in the kitchen. So the mom's in the kitchen. So now everyone's distracted. So, okay. So Rusty gets up and walks over, and she gets to the door, and
send the mouse out.
I'm going to have her try to pick the lock. So she manages to pick the lock.
Her hands don't just magically turn into keys.
Well, that's how do you think she picked it? So her hands become lock-picking tools, and she manages to deftly pick the lock and open it. And she opens it pretty stealthily, and so now it's halfway open, and she sees that there's that chain just like Ez saw, and so she takes her hand and it like starts to whir into like a blade, and she starts to just try to quickly saw through. That is not so stealthy. So as she starts to saw through this chain, all of you start to hear, it's very quick, but you hear this loud noise of like metal on metal. Shing. And it goes, yeah, exactly. It's shing. And this door swings open, and because now it's kind of it's just on the hinge, and there's a little bit of a crashing noise as the door kind of unexpectedly swings open, and Rusty's just standing there like looking around, and you turn and you see the mom
This
and the
isn't
dad,
where I parked my car.
right? John, Amy, and Angel all stand up, like totally rigid all of a sudden, and they look at you guys. And in unison, all of their voices together say, I believe we told you not to touch that door. And as they do that, their eyes kind of dilate and go red, and their heads all turn 180 degrees on their body, and their neck like contorts 90 degrees, and they like bend at the center, like in the they like fold in half basically onto and become like quadrupedal. Like picture those like Boston Dynamic robots. They all fold down and become like quadrupedal, and their heads are looking up at you from like an animal but got human skin on it, and they look at you and say, "We'll have to ask you to close that door." And as they are about to, with their eyes kind of glowing red, as they are now about to do something to stop you guys from going down that hallway.
Hey guys, my name is Mark and I'm the lead pastor at Lux Digital Church. I hope you're enjoying the D&D campaign, the show today. I hope you're having a great time hanging out with the entire crew. And I also wanted to tell you that over in our Discord server, we have an ongoing Dungeons & Dragons West Marcher style campaign. That means you can jump in and play at any time that is convenient for you, as long as there's a game being offered with a variety of different dungeon masters and players. We have games that are posted every single month that you can join in with, starting at level 1 and going the whole way up through level 15 in D&D in the new 2024 5th edition rules. If you're interested in joining in and playing some D&D with us, all you have to do is join our Discord server at discord.gg/luxdigitalchurch, and then go ahead and grab the D&D rule, slide down inside of the channels to the Play D&D section. You can look there and find different videos on character creation, different elements of the world that we're playing in, and then you can submit your character and jump in an adventure off of the guild board soon. Once again, I hope you've been enjoying the show and the live stream, and we hope to see you over in the Lux Discord to play D&D with us very soon.